Hey everybody, it's Audrey, and I am back today with a video for Clique kits. I am sharing my first page with the January kit called Hey Sugar, and it's just a beautiful kit, lots of pretty pinks and dark pinks and kind of like a citron-y yellow. And this is for the challenge this month, which has an optional sketch, so of course I'm going to use the sketch. And the challenge is to use some type of inky mixed media type of stuff on your page. So I have just gone through the papers and I'm trying to decide which papers I want to use in my photo. And at first I thought I was going to rotate this sketch, but I'm still going to keep my photos in a vertical kind of up and down position. So I am going to start with my background circle, and I decided to go with a pink because I wanted, the photos are kind of dark because it's my daughter and she's sitting on the driveway, and so the background of the photos are kind of a dark background, so I wanted to go with something lighter. So I cut out this circle from the heart paper and I used my favorite template there to cut circles, which is an old Crafters Workshop template, which I don't think they make anymore. And then she has a lot of kind of this bright pink in her outfit, so I decided to use that for the strip behind the photos. And then I thought I wanted to use this yellow. And there is not a lot of this yellow in the other papers. And I knew I wasn't going to use that heart on that, I think that's a Piece of Simple Stories paper. I wasn't going to use that heart, so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just cut the yellow out of that heart and use that. And then I looked around for a little bit more yellow, and I found one of the pieces of paper that has the X's and the O's on it has some yellow as well. And guess what? I don't end up using either of those in the final page. So everything I've done up to this point, pretty much, I don't know. I don't really. It doesn't really end up this way at the end. So I just wasn't loving these colors together as they were. Now, when I brought in these two sticker sheets, these are Fancy Pants sticker sheets, I thought, maybe I can start bringing in some more colors with these other stickers, which those Fancy Pants stickers, by the way, are they're kind of like puffy stickers, an epoxy puffy sticker. I thought they were chipboard, but they're not. They're kind of plasticky. So, all right, let me go back and to the drawing board here. Gonna keep this circle because I wanted the pink. And then I felt, maybe to bring in some more color, especially the color that blue color that was in those letter stickers, that I will add some blue paint. So I break out some just cheapy acrylic paints here, and you can see it there on the right, and I'm going to use this blue. And I thought I was just going to use a dry brush. So this is just a dry, kind of a 1-inch brush, and I'm going to just slightly kind of paint around the circle. With some dry brush strokes. I love using a dry brush because I love that you can see the strokes, and it's not a complete coverage. If you wet it, it's definitely a different look. So then I did that, and I thought, well, let me add a little bit more blue. I'm kind of liking this color here. So I get some teal mist, Heidi Swapp mist, and I start going to town with this teal mist. And I felt that I went a little overboard. I just wasn't getting the coverage I like, and I kept just adding more and adding more, thinking that it would eventually end up in a way that I liked it, and then I thought, ugh, I don't like it. So then I take my White Delusions mist, and I spray over the whole thing, trying to cover up some of the blue. So I thought, okay, let me see how this looks. So I went back and put all of my pieces back on, and I thought, I totally just undid what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep a light kind of pinkish background, with my photos, and the circle isn't as distinct anymore, and so now I was getting really frustrated because it did not turn out the way I had hoped. So I thought, okay, maybe I should go back to the drawing board and put a pink circle in the background. So I skipped that and rotated it. I thought maybe if I rotate it, that would give a different look than what I was going for, and maybe the mists would feel better, or they would just look better. So I added some more, and again, it was a little too much. Trim down this pink. Gonna put these pieces back on. So I really struggled with this. It was not what I wanted. And then I decided that maybe what my problem was is it was just too blue, and I needed to bring in some more color. And this is where I start feeling like this is going to work. I'm using a mist here. I think it's called Yellow Daisy, and it's an old glimmer mist. And I knew that when it overlapped with the blue, it was going to look a little bit greenish, but so I tried to go back through and make sure the blue was completely dry and just add the yellow where it needed to be. And then I felt like, okay, let me go back to my original plan of putting pink on this circle and make the circle stand out more. So I'm grabbing a shimmers here, and it's funny because I didn't really look at the name of the color when I was spraying it. I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. I'm like, it looks just like cotton candy, and that is the name of the color. So that's aptly named. So that is a cotton candy shimmers. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit better about this background. I like the way that the yellow brings in some color, and then the pink, the circle stands out kind of as pink a little bit more. And then I thought that by adding some of these other little epoxy stickers that this is going to work out just fine. So I'm going to take an orange sticker, and the word says lovely. And you can see I already put a couple other dots on there because I wanted to make sure that I had a couple oranges spread around. And then I was trying to think of what of these other kind of scripty words I was going to put on here. And I chose the always, which was in black. And I thought that that helped pick up the black lines in that striped paper. And then I felt to add a little bit more black, I'm going to go back in and add some black stitched circles as well. So I skipped the yellow letters and thought to pick up, I wanted to pick up on the pink more because the pink circle is there, but I wanted to bring a little bit more pink in. I always try to take the opportunity to use pink on my daughter's pages because I don't use it a lot on my other pages. So whenever I do a page of just my daughter, I make sure to try to incorporate pink when I can. This is the fun part. I've stitched the circle with a whole bunch of just kind of random squiggly lines, and now I'm going to take a whole bunch of these little stickers, these fancy pants stickers, and scatter them around the circle. And I love the different shapes. I love the little X's and the hearts, and there's triangles and just the plain dots, and they're just such pretty, pretty colors, and they really help bring in a lot more color into the design. So I'm doing this page about my daughter and her new style. So pretty much this whole school year, all she ever wants to wear are fun pattern leggings and some type of top to match. And that's totally fine with me because I love leggings too. So this is her new style, and she's just starting to get into, being conscious about her fashion sense. So it's really cute. All right, so to bring in a little bit more fun here, a little bit more pattern, I am actually using the tissue paper that your kit comes wrapped in, that the Clique kits come wrapped in. So I'm not sure if everybody's kits get the same wrapped tissue paper. I hope you do because it's really pretty. It's just black polka dots on the tissue paper, and it just adds really nice subtle layer in the background there. So I thought that was fun to bring in. And it also brought in a little bit more black. By the way, about my embellishments scattered around there, you can see I've kind of tried to evenly distribute the colors and the shapes around the edge of the circle, and also kind of bring some focus to the title with some of those triangle stickers as well. Now I'm just going through and bringing in a couple other embellishments. These are from the crepe paper. Is it called Heart Day? I can't remember. I just saw it right there. I can't remember. Anyway, it's from the crepe paper pack, and there's some brads and a couple other kind of 3D elements and some little gold hearts as well. So I thought I was going to use that little kind of accordion flower banner piece thing there, but then I put that away and decided to cut out that pink flower from that Simple Stories paper. So I have the pink with my flower, I have the pink XO, and I put a little pink strip kind of behind my photo at the top there to help create a visual triangle of the pink, and that's the perfect amount of that pink that I wanted. So I felt that that was a good balance. I decided to add a little bit of green on this flower by cutting out some leaves on this piece of paper. This paper, obviously, this piece I'm holding in my hand right now, has a whole bunch of flowers on it, but it wasn't the right pink that I wanted. I wanted that really light pink, and there was only that one really light pink flower on that other Simple Stories paper, so that's why I decided to use that one and not not the other sheet of paper there with all the flowers on it. Just going to cut out the inside of that O so you can see through it. And like I said, I was really worried about this page at first. I didn't know. Once I started, I'm like, ooh, I wasn't liking how it was working with the photos. And then once I added that paint and that mist, that really helped bring it all together for me. So now it's just time to go back through and glue it on. So I'm going to take everything off, just dress my edges a little bit, and then go back and try to glue it on exactly where I had it. Sometimes I mark, sometimes I don't. This is kind of a pretty simple design. With the tissue paper, I don't like to use a liquid glue. I do like to use a liquid glue and everything else, but the tissue paper sticks really well with a tape runner, so I'm just using a little bit of a tape runner here for the tissue paper because it sticks much better than a liquid glue, which a liquid glue I definitely like to use on all my photos and pattern paper. I'm going to pop those photos off a little bit with some foam, some craft foam. By the way, the tape runner also for using in craft foam because I don't think the liquid glue works very well in the foam either. I'm going to stick my pieces of paper in there to finish off my little banner pieces. And it's funny that I ended up actually sticking to the sketch like exactly when in my mind initially I wasn't going to go that route, but super fun sketch. I love big circles and stitching circles and then putting little bits on the stitch lines. It's fun. So I'm going to create this cluster over here. I definitely like this cluster here better on the right of the photo. Initially I had it between the two photos and I definitely like it better on the right. Just a few final touches and that's about it. Gonna put the pop dots. I don't think there's not much more I add except I do add a label with the date at some point. I don't think I have that on video. And I also add, so I have these little triangles that I'm working with right now pointing to the XO, so kind of coming in from the left. And I thought to help kind of draw your eye that I put these triangles at the top to pointing down to the photos. And that kind of helps, looking at both of those triangle paths at once helps converge your eye over there to the photo cluster. So I'm glad I added those triangles at the top. And there it is, the final page. So I love how colorful this actually came out, and it didn't start off that way. So lots of really fun, colorful embellishments in this kit with some really pretty pattern paper. So go check the Hey Sugar Kit out in the Clique Kit store. Have fun and stay scrappy, friends. See you soon.